What is going on, guys? So this has been a long anticipated video. I'm not going to be able to go over everything, but you guys have been asking to see the game room, to see the collection room, so I'm going to deliver. So in a moment here, I'm going to flip the camera angle and you guys are going to see kind of the full room. I'll do a walk around. It's not very big, but I have a lot of stuff crammed in here. And then I'll just talk about other stuff that's in my sealed collection, stuff that's in the garage, but let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so first things first, we've got my desk set up where I do all the recording, where I have my phone right here plugged in and hooked up, and I have everything for eBay auctions and stuff that I'm selling on the table. Guys, my dogs are being obnoxious as usual. Right now I don't have much left in the form of auctions. I'm kind of letting the auctions run out so I can take a break from selling stuff online. And then I have like buy it now, offer up stuff over there stacked up. I was taking a while to look at this Nidoking, beautiful crystal Nidoking. But yeah, so here's my nice comfy chair. And then down here, I used to be a sneakerhead, so, well, let's take a step back here. Let's take a step back so you guys can see the whole thing. So this is the wall. It's really not that big of a room. I'm gonna open up, this goes into my kitchen, but let's go ahead and back this up here. So, I don't know why that's not focused. So as you guys can see, it's really not a big room at all. My table pretty much takes up the space of the whole room. I actually have to like shuffle in to get through here without knocking stuff over. So it's definitely not ideal, but I've made do with the tiny spare room that we had. I originally was renting out my house. I had tenants here, I had roommates here. That was helping with the cost of living and also, you know, just being entrepreneurial, making some money on the side. Since then, I have a family now, so this room was completely empty and it really didn't have a purpose. So I kind of gave it this purpose, and I decided kind of last minute that I wanted to be a YouTuber. So we have the whole wall up here, which I'm going to go into that in a second. And then we've got our display over here. We've got a Brilliant Stars display right here. And then we have our external lighting right here. So this room is actually connected to the sunroom that allows me to shed some extra light in here without having to do some renovations and putting lights actually into the ceiling, which is something that we may do at some point. I have some childhood toys over here. I have some stuff, some cards that I really like, full arts that I really like on display over here. And then my theme deck collection in here. We're going to go over all of this stuff. We've got a little display of Obsidian Flames I picked up yesterday, some old posters that I stumbled upon, and Fusion Strike display over here. So it's kind of a lot to try and squeeze in and go over. I remember a seller actually gifted me this vintage book bag. That was pretty cool. I got this from GameStop. This was letters that people sent me. This is another little poster that was gifted to me. And then that's just one of my favorite sneakers. That was a piece of art given to me way back in the day. So starting at the bottom, right? Starting at the bottom, I've got all my bulk. I've got a bunch of stuff that I intend to get graded and sell at some point. I've got all my Yu-Gi-Oh decks are in here. They're really just vintage decks that I wanted to make for fun. Kind of a waste of money, but I'm really good at doing that when it comes to TCG. A little backstory on that too. I've been into TCG ever since I was a little kid. More so Yu-Gi-Oh, but when I wanted to go for my Yu-Gi-Oh collection as a young, when I wanted to look for my Yu-Gi-Oh collection that I had from my childhood as a young guy, I found that, but I never found my Pokemon binder, so it kind of sent me off in a spiral looking for Pokemon stuff. And so here we are today, kind of as a result of never getting that closure from my Pokemon collection. Here we have some really rare, valuable sneakers. I've got my Bred Ones over here. This is actually the DMP Jordans right here. This was the first box set that Jordan brand ever released back in 2006. So these are the original DMP 11s. Barely worn, probably don't even have any yellowing. There's barely some yellowing on the side of them. But yeah, barely ever wore these. Super fresh, super nice, but kind of sucks. That's why I like cards so much, because like I don't actually use them, so they don't really get destroyed. They just sit in their sleeves or in a binder or in slabs, and they look good forever. Late last year, I got into collecting consoles, so I collected, you know, all of these, and I have a Game Boy collection, and that's up here. But okay, if we back up, so I can point everything out, I have the first like 20 original Yu-Gi-Oh boxes, and then I have the Celebration boxes that came out recently up there. I've got a Nintendo 64 box behind there for the original 64. I have some nice vintage boxes. Those are all empty. I just really wanted to make a really cool display, and I figured the most cost-effective way to do that would actually be to not buy sealed vintage boxes, right? I would probably go broke after buying a couple of those boxes sealed. So I opted to just complete the sets and then buy the boxes for display purposes. We've got some plushies up there as well. Just a bunch of random stuff up at the top. It's just a hodgepodge of stuff. Okay, and then we get to this row. I've got multiple of these collection boxes. So we've got, this is a Tempest box right here. I really don't want to move it because I'm probably going to end up making stuff fall. But this is a Pokemon Tempest box. You can see it right here. And then we've got another Tempest box behind that. And then there's another gift box behind that in the corner. And then over here, we've got a Thunderstorm box. It looks to be 2 Thunderstorm boxes. And then just a regular starter gift box over here. Not sure why I bought this Raichu plushie. It looks like it's got some kind of gunk on it. I guess that's all part of the character. Kind of gross that I have that, but that wasn't my best purchase. You know, some of this stuff I bought when I was just getting back in the hobby, and I didn't really know the best way to spend my money, and so I bought a lot of random crap that I'm not proud of. I bought a lot of sealed product. Whenever we would go to a store, or Target or Walmart, I would fall prey to buying whatever sealed product there was. Meanwhile, booster boxes were really the best thing to buy, and by the time I got into that, I had already wasted so much money buying other random sealed product. We've got our Southern Islands binder up here. That's pretty cool, and that has all the cards in the set. We've got some Celebrations ETBs in there. I have a ton of ETBs and random products in my garage. For the sake of this video not being too long, I'm not going to go into that. Over here, we have my Game Boy collection. I have it in kind of a booster box. Trying to see if I can just raise this. So as you guys can see, there's Game Boy behind Game Boy behind Game Boy behind there. So these each have like 8 Game Boys. Now I've got my advances, my modded advances up here. We've got some booster boxes in the back. I wasn't going to show my closet, but honestly, I don't see what the big deal is. Whatever. We've got a ton of stuff up here. We've got kind of the Yu-Gi-Oh section. Just, you know, I've got my original like birthday letters, thank you cards from when I was a kid, so I thought that was pretty cool. I'm sorry if the camera's moving around a lot. I've never made a video quite like this. I'm not used to having to hold this up while filming stuff, but we've got our Yu-Gi-Oh stuff over here. This one in particular is really important to me. This was a part of the Duel Masters guide in Yu-Gi-Oh, and so you got a Yu-Gi starter deck, Kaiba starter deck, and you got this DMG Dark Paladin. This one's still in the sealed wrap. This is probably one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards of all time, just because it has a lot of sentimental value to me. My aunt, rest in peace, bless her soul, she got me one of those Duel Master guides when we went on a cruise ship for one Christmas, and my mom gave me the Duel Masters guide, and I was just over the moon about it. Yeah, I never found my Dark Paladin, so I ended up buying another. So we've got these theme decks behind here. Then down here, I've tried to organize everything and move it, so there might not be any. Nope, there's still sealed product behind these. But here we have the infamous theme deck displays. I just bought these displays super cheap, and then I was buying a lot of open theme decks before I bought them sealed, which really is not a great way to invest in the hobby, but it was such a cheap way for me to get the things I wanted without having to pay these massive premiums for like $200, $300 for a sealed theme deck. So I bought the displays, and then I bought the theme decks, and I just filled them all out. If I could go back in time, I probably would just buy the sealed case. But at the time, I was trying to budget every little purchase, and they look really good with everything lined up now, like so. Okay, so then we have our Fusion Strike display over here. This is stacked full of sleeves because I have problems, and I thought that I needed to have stacks of sleeves that I wasn't going to open just for display. I have spent so much money, guys. I'm not proud of it, but it's something that I've worked on a lot recently. More recently, I'm really trying to buy the cards that I want the most and not really buying any product at all. Nor am I opening really any product at all. Okay, so we've got our Neo Destiny theme deck display over here. These are all sealed. Whenever I see a good deal on stuff like this, I pretty much grab it just because these are really hard to come by. Typically, they go for about $400. If you can find them for $200, $250, I think that's a really good deal to grab, especially the Dark Typhlosion themed deck. And then over here, we've got our Neo Discovery display, and we've got one open Wallop deck and then one sealed Brainwave deck. Over here, we've got our Neo Genesis display with the decks. None of these boxes are empty other than the displays. All these decks are actually complete, so there's still a lot of value in the decks. And then behind it, I really don't want to move these, but behind it, we've got some sealed product. No, it looks like I moved some of the sealed product that was behind here originally. And then let's see, down here we get to some of my worst purchases. So I bought a bunch of these Shadowless cards because I couldn't afford first edition at the time. So I bought the Shadowless, but I was getting them and like, that's a grade 4, that's a grade 5. This was actually the first card I ever got graded. So I bought the Shadowless, the regular Shadowless in 8s, which was kind of stupid. I didn't even get them in 9s. But then this one I bought raw for about $300, and then I got this graded. Came back as a 5. Probably didn't deserve a 5. It's got a lot of edge wear at the bottom. But yeah, this is the first card I ever got graded, and I'm pretty proud of it. I really like this card. I love Charizard in general. But yeah, just weird grades. This one's a 3. I don't even know how this card got a 3. It's not. It doesn't even have a crease in it, which is weird because my first edition Venusaur has a crease and has a 5. Anyways, this is probably one of my favorite pieces in the collection right here. I've talked about it a lot on the channel. This actually came with this right here, which is the original bag that it was purchased from Wizards of the Coast. That's a little letter someone wrote me. But this right here is not sealed. It has the original shrink wrap over the box, and inside the box there are 17 beautiful, pristine, sealed base set packs. 11 of those are over 21 grams or very close to 21 grams. So I do believe that 11 of these could be heavies. And someone already opened one of the packs and sent me a message that they got the Ninetales, and they sent me a video of it. So I'm led to believe that I have most of the chance to pull the best cards out of this box. I really do feel like there's a Charizard, Blastoise, and a Venusaur in here just waiting for me to pull them. But I'm waiting for the channel to grow a good bit before I open those up, because I really couldn't afford to auction, to bid on these when I bought them. I really couldn't afford it, but I'd like forced it and made it work. So I can't just open those right away. I'm gonna wait on those. Then here we have an empty, truly shadowless box. There's only one country code on the bottom. Yes, it's empty, but these boxes are actually really, really rare and really hard to find. This is a Sealed Evolutions box. Nothing much to say there. I'm an idiot. I paid $700 for that box. One of the first things that I bought in terms of like empty boxes though was this empty first edition box, and it's one of my favorite pieces of the collection. We've got an Evolutions premium collection box behind that. I've got those kind of scattered. There's the Vaporeon one. The Flareon one is back there. those are some of the best products that came out in Sword and Shield. Okay, I'm losing track. We've got all of our SPs over here, and just box stuff over here. Where am I? Okay, we're over here. All right, we've got some sealed boxes behind here just for display. It looks like we've got a good number of sealed boxes behind there. I thought I put most of them away, but I guess I kept some of those. But here we have some very rare, very expensive, even if they're empty, boxes. And I just have some cards in each of these from those sets because I have most of these sets bindered already. I'm not done with any of them. I'm not done with any of them, but I'm working on it. So we're close with Skyridge. We're pretty close with Aquapolis, and then I have a lot of work to do with Expedition still. But these are probably my 3 favorite boxes. They're empty, but they're beautiful, and they display really nicely. Especially to have a channel background like this, it's pretty cool, but it was not cheap to do. So then we've got a Gym Heroes box. We've got a Neo Discovery box. Funny story with this box, I actually bought this box full of cards for I think 120, 130 bucks. I was really happy with it because it's got stacks of Neo Discovery cards that are like basically mint condition. It's bulk, but it's still cool. And then over here we just have my base set box, and it's full of base set bulk. Over here we've got Neo Genesis. This one is the first edition box, and then below it we have the unlimited box. Over here we have Neo Destiny, which I bought this box from the same seller I bought Neo Discovery. So you can imagine this box came with a lot of bulk too. Again, it was like 130 bucks, and I got the box, and then I got all this like mint condition bulk, which really made it easy to complete those sets. Over here we've got our base set 2 box, which is one of my favorite boxes. I really like the artwork on this box, and I like the colors. I think it pops off. Over here we've got our first edition Rocket box and an unlimited box. Those are super cheap, so not much to say on that. And then down here we've got our Jungle box, our Fossil box. We have some random packs in there, nothing crazy. And then we have our Gym Heroes box, which I opened 2 of these packs on the channel, and we didn't get anything, so I'm kind of scared to open the rest of them because they're probably all lights. I do believe they're all lights. But I do have, I believe, 12 more of these maybe, or maybe 10 more of these. So there's a lot of value in these. I may need to trade these or sell these and get that money back out so I can put it into cards that I really want. We've got this Team Aqua, Team Magma box that took a while to get. We've got the Hidden Legends box, Power Keepers box, Unseen Forces box, Ruby and Sapphire over here, EX Sandstorm over here, Holon Phantoms, Dragon Frontiers, Fire Red Leaf Green, Legend Maker, and then Team Rocket, which these boxes were really hard to find. Whenever I see a good deal on spare boxes, I get duplicates just because I remember how hard they were to get. Then down here we just have a hodgepodge of random stuff behind here. That's kind of what makes this wall so cool looking. Right here I believe this is the Celebrations Ultra Premium box. I bought a case of these off someone locally. This one is actually open. I just put the seal back on it, and I have actually shipped both of those. A buddy is helping do a big submission, and both of those gold cards, the gold Charizard and the gold Pikachu, got sent off to CGC. Yeah, there's not much else going on here. We got a bunch of counterfeit little figurines that I picked up out of a thrift shop. And then down here we've got my Halo helmet. First and foremost, I was a huge Halo fan as a kid. Still am a huge Halo fan. Recently I watched the series on Paramount, which is pretty cool. Then we have the Team Rocket display. This display is ripped, so I think I paid like 20 bucks. Someone tried to glue this back together, but I think I paid 20 bucks for the display, so it just looks nice. We've got a Crystal Guardians box. This Charizard back here is actually really cool. Someone that was a subscriber on the channel, Inkblot Draws, they sent this in as a gift. That was really, really nice of them. We've got a Crystal Guardians box here, Delta Species box here. This is the first game I bought in a while for MSRP. That one definitely hurt, and I kind of regret it because it was $400, and that was so much money to spend. When I really, I've been spending way too much money, so I'm trying to dial it back and pick up the cards that I absolutely need. It's in the past. What's done is done. And I did play halfway through the game. I've got my little case and my Switch right there. I've got some OG 64s in different colors right there. I've got my CIB Advances right here. I've got a fuchsia pink one behind that. I've got my CIB GameCube with the, right here is the Game Boy player, which allows you to hook your Game Boy up to your GameCube and be able to play it on the big screen. So that's pretty cool. Over here we've got Team Rocket Returns display and an Emerald display. Those are just, I have the decks in there, but it's pretty much just for display purposes. And then down there you guys can see all of the SPs over here that are kind of just really nice condition SPs that I'm just kind of holding on to. And then I've got my Bred 1 Jordans, which are probably my favorite sneakers that I own. I haven't worn those in a while, but I got those down there. And then I got another Platinum GameCube box down there as well. So that's pretty much everything. I've got all of my I've got all my controllers and excess stuff in there. I've got all of my bunch of cards that I want to submit for grading in here. And then cards that I need for future sets to complete. I did tell you guys I'm going to try and complete every set at some point. I don't know how that's going to be possible, but I'm going to work at it. These are all my just old games I had that I thought, these could be worth something someday. I'll hold on to them. Kind of a bunch of junk, but someone's trash is another man's treasure. So we come over here, and this is cool. When I was going to my parents' house, and then this bin right here is full of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So that's all my childhood Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, which was pretty cool to me. And then we've got some other sneakers in here that I'm not going to show you guys, but some of my favorite sneakers in there. And then we have my first MacBook ever. I found this in my childhood room not too long ago, and it's just it's in pristine condition. So I thought that was pretty cool just to have as a piece of history in here. I wasn't going to show this initially, but I'm going to go ahead and show it. I think it's pretty cool, but here we go. So this is the sealed closet. So the sealed closet, at the bottom, I've got so much stuff. I really need to liquidate this stuff, but I've got another Switch that I thought I would invest in. So this is the same Scarlet Violet Switch that's over here on this side. I've got another one of these brand new that I'm hoping will be investable and be kind of a limited product that in the future will really gain some value. Probably not going to happen because it's not like a Pikachu themed product. Those products tend to do really, really well. Like the Pikachu DS's, those do really well. So I might have bit off more than I can chew, but it is Scarlet Violet based. I think it is a pretty cool Switch nonetheless. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that down the road. I'm gonna find out. And then I've got my bins here, which are just full of cases of booster boxes. So these are all full to the brim. And then I've got some cases of other stuff, ETBs. Over cramped in the corner here, I have a bunch of Crown Zenith boxes. Down in here, I have a bunch of my ETBs. Basically, I can't fit much else in here. I was so into Pokemon when I got back in the hobby, I bought a case of Nabisco Pokemon Oreos. That one hurts. The fact that I actually bought those hurts. But so in here I've got some binders that I'm working on, tops and sticker binders. I've got some 25th anniversary celebrations. I've got all of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards now, which I was keeping in my briefcase with the Pokemon. Those are separated now, so this is kind of an area just for my nicer Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And then here we have all of my favorite binder sets. In here we have the original WotC sets, and then we go into kind of 2003 to 2007 is like in these two right here. And then, or no, it's in these three right here. And then these binders up here are where I start to get into like diamond and pearl, platinum, stuff like that. So basically I have everything. I have most stuff bindered up to 2009, and I still need the commons and uncommons for everything from 2008 to the end of 2009. But yeah, there's all my binders right there, so that I can look over everything. And okay, back to the table. We've got extra sleeves over here, top loaders, magnetic holders, just stuff that I might need. Over here, I'll usually lay out all of my auction stuff. Over here, I'll just stack up the cards that I have listed for sale, but I really don't want to risk losing money on, so those are just sitting right there. In these boxes, I have all of like my WotC hollows that I really don't need, but for some reason I can't help but hang on to them. And then over here, I think I'm going to start building a wall of ETBs, even though honestly I can't fit it because there's no space in the room. We've got some Game Boy stuff just hanging on the wall over here. Over here, I've got a Game Boy thing hanging up on the wall. And then if we come around here, we have all of the bulk from other sets that I haven't yet completed, but that I want to complete at some point. Like I'm like trying to rationalize with myself and justify having all this sprawled out over the table. They're like, Orion, you're gonna use these at some point. You're gonna need these cards to complete sets that you haven't yet gotten to. So 2010 Heart Gold, Soul Silver, up to the end of Sun and Moon. That's where I'm at right now, guys. And if you don't know, there's 43 sets. I think not even including the special sets from the year 2010 all the way to 2018, the end of 2018. There's a lot of stuff that I still need to complete. I have no idea how I'm gonna get there, guys. I really don't even think about it too much. I just kind of visualize what it would be like to have all those sets and kind of try and manifest. Okay, over here we've got, this is a poster I bought when like 10 years ago for 20 bucks. It was just a cool poster, so that's hanging up in my wall kind of to motivate me. Someday I would love to own a Lamborghini, even though they're kind of Italian pieces of work. But I'd like to hopefully own one of those cars someday. Not the Countach. There's probably no way that I could get my hands on a Countach, especially with the amount of money that I make and the fact that I spend most of it on shiny cardboard. But it's a cool little thing I can fantasize about. Then up here, I did a little display thing, and until recently, I didn't even have any cards in there because I didn't know what to put in there. But I decided the full arts from XY and black and white were ones that I wanted to put in there. So I've got the Raikou right here. I've got the Entei right here. I've got the Lugia right here, if you could focus in on that. I've got the Groudon, which is probably my favorite full art. Like, maybe my favorite full art of all time currently. The Dark Explorers Groudon. We got the Dragons Exalted Rayquaza, which I have a 9 up for sale right now on my eBay. But this 8 just is clean enough for me to keep. We've got also the Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza just look really, really nice together. Something just fell. There's so much crap in here, guys. Like, it's kind of, it can be frustrating to film in here sometimes. I have a bag, not to detract from what I was doing, but I have a bag full of all the packs that I've opened. Look how big this bag is. Like, I never got rid of those. Yeah, to have these 3, the Groudon, Rayquaza, Kyogre, I just think those look really good, and I really want those in gold stars. I have the Groudon, still need the Rayquaza and the Kyogre. Then over here we have one of my favorite secret rares of all time. This thing is so sweet. Why it says secret print and not just secret rare is kind of weird. But anyways, here's the Gyarados EX from Breakpoint. I just really like that Gyarados. It's one of my favorite cards. As is this Umbreon from Fates Collide. I really like this Umbreon, so I have him up there. some of my childhood toys over here. We've got my Gundam Wing, my Exodia, the Forbidden One, my Optimus Prime. These are just some toys from my childhood. This right here is actually the first McDonald's Pokemon anything that Aspen ever got, so I'm keeping that. And then we have the theme decks. All right, so we have the theme deck collection. So first things first in here, I know it's not the best lighting to be able to see what's in here, and it is really too much for me to try and go in here and pick out one by one, but we've got almost the entire like OG Game Boy collection in here. Fire Red, or Pokemon Red, which I still need the cartridge for. We've got Emerald, which is complete. It's probably the thing I'm most proud of as far as the Game Boys go, because Emerald is really hard to get your hands on. So Emerald's sweet. We've got Ruby, Sapphire, Pokemon Fire Red. We've got, put this over here. We've got Silver Edition with Lugia. This is a super clean copy too. We've got Gold, which I bought this box and then I actually got the game. I got the game from a friend of mine and actually fixed it. I bought a whole soldering kit and I barely even use it now because I've pretty much completed the games. There's like no reason for me to go into it. This was the first one that I bought. I paid like 120 bucks for it, and it's got a little bit of fade right here. But otherwise, this is a first print box. It's in pretty good condition. And yeah, this is what started the whole Game Boy collection phase. This one's got a little bit of fade right here. Not ideal, but again, I was trying to, like everything, I try to cut corners and be cheap, and it ends up biting me in the butt. But okay, over here, this is one of my favorite things. I remember being a kid and picking this up at the store, and it just sucks that I didn't have any of this stuff from my childhood, and I had to rebuy it. But here's the Latios 2-player kit, trainer kit. It comes with a booster pack. This one does not have the booster pack. In here is one of my most prized possessions, is a sealed base set. A sealed theme deck collection from the original theme decks that I believe could be shadowless because it's top heavy. So that's sealed, and then underneath it, I know you guys can probably barely see, and I'm sorry for that, but it's crammed in here, and there's a lot of stuff in here. Underneath that, we've got a bunch of shadowless decks. So those are all shadowless decks, which is one of my favorite things to kind of hunt for. Then all of these down here are first edition cards. So we've got first edition Jungle, first edition Rocket, first edition Fossil on the side here. And those are all in magnetic card holders. And then we have some of my most coveted theme decks. I wish my hand wasn't blurring everything. We've got the Evolutions theme deck. I wanted that one for a while. Behind that, we have the Mind Machine theme deck, which is another kind of Skyridge theme deck that's really valuable. And underneath those, we have since they're already on top of these, I'm not going to grab those, but we'll just use this one for reference. Underneath those are the Tempest and Thunderstorm theme decks. This one is really good condition and complete, so I have that in there with those. But then, guys, this is tough trying to show you guys all this stuff. Behind here, we just have random cards that like I kind of consider grail cards to me. I know that the Fossil first editions are in here. There's a Neo Genesis first edition. Neo Genesis first edition. Where's my Fossil? That's just a regular Dragonite. Okay, where is it? There he is. So I've got my first editions in here. There's the first edition Dragonite. I was really, really happy when I picked that up. Just a bunch of nicer cards in the magnetic top loaders. It's already a 30-minute video, so I need somebody to film this for me and then have really good lighting so that I can show you guys stuff more in depth. So then we have some of my most prized theme deck possessions. These are Legendary Collection theme decks. I've got this random Sapphire cartridge. I guess that's just for me to play. But we've got these are some of my most prized theme decks. I still need these sealed. These are all open versions, but they're in really good condition. There's actually a Turmoil up for auction right now. And then I have another Legendary Collection theme deck. I almost have all the cards complete. I just need a box for it. And this is the Charizard card. This is the only non-holo Charizard card that there ever was. And this was a part of the Lava theme deck, which you guys already know is like my favorite thing one of my favorite things that I own. Let's put this against the external lighting. So this thing just looks absolutely gorgeous. Love this. Even if you're just to buy the empty box, it would be worth it. It's just such a cool looking box with the whole firework effect. Okay, so then we get down here and we've got just a hodgepodge of all of my sealed theme decks. Some of them are not sealed. Like we have 2 Zap decks that are sealed, and then these 3 are not sealed. We've got a Blackout deck that's sealed, and then this one is open. We've got a Brushfire deck that's sealed, and then it looks like 2 more sealed Brushfire, and then 1 open. Then we've got a Rock Garden theme deck that I think is sealed, and an Aquapolis that is sealed. Actually, I don't think... No, this Rock Garden is not sealed, so I still need a sealed one of those. And then I have... Sometimes I just see duplicates and I pick them up because there's a good price, which is a bad habit. But in here we have another Aquapolis Abyss deck that's in really good shape. That one's not sealed, but then we have another one that is sealed. So I have 2 of these Abyss theme decks that are sealed. We have a bunch of Brock decks, but only 1 that I can see that's sealed. We've got 2 more right here. It looks like we have 2 Overgrowth theme decks that are fully sealed. Yeah. Then over here, we've got our Fossil theme decks that are both sealed and in cases. Back here, we've got... I don't know why I have so many Koga theme decks. I guess it's because I think Koga's dope and I love Beedrill, but people really slept on these ones because I remember winning all these auctions for cheap for these open theme decks. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open theme decks, and then 1 that is sealed for the sealed collection. And then we get to our last but not least, and my favorite, the Blaine deck. I recently sold one of these sealed for $425. So it definitely held up its value. These 2 are both open copies, but they're in good condition. And then this is sealed, and this one is sealed. It's probably my favorite because it has that that OG KB Kids or EB Kids sticker on there. $13, and I paid $400 for this. So there's those. And if we go down here, we've got EX Sandstorm deck. There's the EX, the Caravan Sandstorm deck, and I've got duplicates of those that are open. Here's the Oasis theme deck, and I remember these vividly as a kid. I remember grabbing those. We've got the a Wallop theme deck that is sealed. We have all of the Ruby and Sapphire theme decks, which other than 2 boxes that are just empty boxes for displays, all of these are complete and full of cards. So as you can see, I'm a big fan of Ruby Sapphire. That is a deck that I had as a kid. I finally was able to get these each sealed, even though it has a ding right there, and this one has a ding somewhere on here. Maybe it's up here right there. But these are my sealed copies, and then all of these are open. I really don't want to get rid of them anytime soon. I think these are really cool. And I think it's just the colors in general that I love, the red and the blue. Okay, back here we've got 1 sealed Misty theme deck, 2 Misty, so 1. We have 3 sealed Misty theme decks. Sorry guys, I'm trying to see everything I'm doing. It's really hard when you get to these bottom rows because it gets really dark back in here. But yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3 sealed, 1, 2, 3 open. Back here, we've got Water Blast sealed, Power Reserve sealed. What is this? And this is Giovanni sealed. It's Giovanni sealed. We've got another Giovanni that's sealed. So I have 2 sealed Giovanni decks. I really need to sell one of those. And then I have an Erica deck that's sealed. So this one's sealed. And then another sealed Erica deck. And then 4 Lieutenant Surge decks sealed. This one right here is an extra. Oh, sorry guys. 4 that are open, and then 1 sealed, and then 1 that's like pristine and sealed right here. Just show you guys. So this is probably the cleanest one that I have. Oh man. And then we've got our Sabrina decks, which these are probably the hardest gym challenge deck to get your hands on. These are really, really rare. So I've got 1, 2 open, and then, ooh, I have another one sealed? Oh my goodness. So I have 2 of these sealed, actually. I didn't even know that. Okay, wow. So I've got 2 of these that are pristine and sealed. These are really, really hard to get your hands on these days. And then over here, I have 1 sealed Deoxys. I still need the Jetstream one. I have the box down in the bottom row. I'm really looking to get this theme deck sealed. All I have is the Rayquaza in here. That's about it. And then it has all the other contents. I really just need a complete deck, but really I want one sealed. So then we have 2 open boxes of them. The cards are all there and they're fully complete. So yeah, I really like those too. Okay, and then the very bottom here, we've got a hodgepodge of stuff. We've got some EX series decks. We've got the Unseen Forces decks here. These are just open, but they're complete. We've got a bunch of base set 2 stuff in here. All the stuff that's in here is sealed. Everything in here other than the decks thrown on top are sealed. So we've got the EX Dragon decks. Those are sealed. This is a Stormfront deck that I got recently. This is really nice. Really nice on that one. And then we have the base 2. We have the base 2 decks here. That's the Hot Water. I've got 2 Grass Chopper. It's got the Sandshrew and the Nidoran on there, or Nidorina. And then we've got the Lightning Bug. We've got 2 Psych Outs. Looks like I have 2 Wind Blast decks. Like I said, when I see a duplicate and the price is good, I grab it. We've got the Legend Maker decks. We've got the Gengar art and the Golem art. Okay, we've got the EX, the Dragon Frontiers. We've got the Feraligatr on there, and then we've got the Typhlosion, and that's sealed. And I'm gonna break something and ruin one of these theme decks. Okay. What is this? Is this another Typhlosion one? So I have 2 of the Typhlosion ones sealed. I'm sorry that gets blurry. I literally have to lay down. I have to lay down to try and get these on camera. Okay. Okay. So then behind here we have a Pokemon Fire Red, and then we have a Leaf Green behind that, and those are sealed. Oh, and then we've got an open Crystal Guardians box, and then we've got the sealed Crystal Guardians box there. Where is the other one? Wait, you're telling me I don't have... Where's the other Crystal Guardian? There's an open Leaf Green that's not sealed. Okay, there's the other Crystal Guardians deck that's sealed. Oh man. Okay, what else? I don't even know what's in here, guys. Okay, we've got a Power Keepers theme deck sealed back in here. We've got the other Power Keepers theme deck sealed back here. Those are relatively cheap. We've got a EX Legend Maker, Celebi Forest Guardian deck in here, even though it's blurry because it keeps focusing on my freaking hand. Basically, I need to seriously liquidate some of this stuff because I have way too many. And okay, here's a sealed Hidden Legends theme deck. I remember all these. I remember all these as a kid. So it's pretty cool to have these again. But I really need... we need to move into a bigger house. I need a loft. I need a bigger game room so I can properly display all this stuff. Because literally it's fine for storage, but yeah, trying to show anybody, my friends, you guys, it seems near impossible. Okay. What is this one right here? All right, and then this is a Forest Guardian that's sealed. Okay. Then we have our Neo Genesis theme decks. We've got our Cold Fusion theme deck and our Hot Foot theme deck. Those are sealed. And then we've got our Electric Garden Expedition theme deck and our Expedition Echo theme deck. Those are sealed. Whew! And that's, guys, that's all the theme decks right there. We've gone over all the theme decks in my collection right there. I really need to sell some of these off, but I have problems. Definitely have a hard time letting go of stuff. Okay. And then over here, we've got I got more theme decks that are in here that are for sale on Mercari. Okay. And then over here, we have all of the Sword and Shield and Scarlet Violet so far. This is Obsidian Flames right here, but this is everything from the beginning of Sword and Shield base, all the way to the Obsidian Flames. So this is everything right there. Those are mostly complete. I need the Gengar alternate art. I need a couple alternate arts, but basically these sets are all complete. I just need the alternate arts, the final alternate arts, maybe some secret rares, maybe some hyper rares. And these are some vintage board games that I really love and can't wait to play with my family down the road. We've got Monopoly, and then this one's Master Trainer. This game is actually fantastic. It's so much fun. You evolve the Pokemon and move across the board. Over here I have like my Game Boy soldering repair kit so that I can work on old games if I ever come across them. Kind of a waste of money, but it is what it is. I can't really get this open. Can't really get this bin open, but ow! Ow, that hurts. Okay. Oh boy. You see, this is why I've never done a video showing the game room, because it's just a mess. It's a mess in here. And I can't ever even get the stuff freaking open. Okay. Inside here, I have a crap load of bulk. I have a crap load of WotC bulk. That Blastoise is actually Spanish. It's in really good condition, but I have a ton of WotC bulk in this bin. I don't plan on selling it anytime soon. It's just kind of cool to have all those old cards stacked up in there. And yeah, that's it, because I can't believe this video is 50 minutes long already. I didn't even show you guys the garage. We didn't even really go through any of that product. So yeah, that's about everything, guys. You wanted to see it, and I delivered. This is the collection room, this is the game room, and this is what has helped, in my opinion, really build up the channel, because it's just a really cool background, and it really makes it feel like the perfect kind of pokey cave of game rooms. So I really like it. I'm really proud of it. I'm a little bit distraught by how much money I spent on all the empty boxes and things just for display purposes, but I think in the end, it's going to pay off. I think the channel is about to take off, and this video may be one of the things that helps do that. But yeah, you guys have been asking for it for a while, and I feel like I've been a little private about it, as anyone should when they have a big collection. But you know what? screw it. So here it is, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. It was hard for me to, show all this stuff. Hopefully it's not the worst idea I've had, but anyways, I hope you guys will appreciate it, and peace out. Thanks for watching. My camera has been really weird in this video, so hopefully it works out, but appreciate you guys, and have a fantastic day. This is the infamous game room. Peace.